students. This is for a long time I have been planning to make one arrangement for uh, differential and integration, that is calculus. So now I could make a chance, and because I have to do, there is no other way, for especially for the students who are in class 11 and the students who are in class 12 or higher level can also go through this, because this is very important. The topic, the way I'll discuss, that will be not discussed in any book or maybe any teacher. My teacher, some of teacher used to discuss this, but I normally pour all my experiences of the years to make understand calculus in a way that will help in physics. There's lots of difference between the physics teacher teaching maths and maths teacher teaching maths. When I explain you mathematical parts, our as in previous cases you have seen, we are more serious about the physical interpretation, and without having a clear picture of physical interpretation of calculus in the world of physics, it will be quite tough for us to handle physics. It doesn't matter much whether you are a math student with physics or without maths in physics. The concept of calculus is equally important for us, and the practice of numericals, unlike a vector which I make you do, is not required here. Without vectors, you can easily manage your without vector practice and without numerical here in calculus, you can manage to run your show in physics very well. But understanding of these two things, differentiation and integration, and not only that, what is actually calculus means. See, in India we had decimal system from 0 to 9. This system was not prevailing anywhere outside the world in ancient time. Especially in Europe, in Rome, they had stones, small stones, as replica of currency. Suppose say Mr. X and Mr. Y are two persons. Mr. X is lending 100 rupees. Mr. Y is taking 100 rupees from Mr. X with some interest rate. So first year, if he gives 100 rupees, suppose say, so for one stone for 100 rupees, suppose say he gives, and with interest, next year this counts to two stones, suppose say. The interest rate is so high, this turns to two stones, means 200 rupees. In that case, Mr. X will carry two small stones next year, means after 1 year he will put up another stone here in a bag, and when Mr. Y comes to repay, he asks how much I have to pay, so he'll count maybe 2 stones or 3 stones after 3 years, whatever it may be. So these are small stones, what is called as calculus. So this calculus, the term is coming from these small stones. To understand calculus, we have to understand now differentiation and integration both. Now in a normal class, when I take the start with differentiation, the first question I ask to all my students, those who are my already students, they are aware of this and they remember also this, that I ask you, I have 3 kilometers long road and you are becoming contractor of this 3-kilometer road, where you are asked to put one lamp post after every half kilometer. So 3 kilometer are the total road, and after every half kilometer you are to give lamp post. Now the question is, how many lamp posts you need to buy? Lamp post is required. How many lamp posts is required? This is a question. And I'm sure if you would have it in front of me, you instantly obviously will count that this is 3 into 2, that is 6 lamp posts is required. This is very common. 99.99% students says the same thing. But I'll say you something else. You are counting this. So one lamp post, another lamp post, another lamp post, another lamp post, another one, So count it how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have in all 7 lampposts. What do you mean by this? So that means where we are missing. You are not wrong. All these days in junior classes you have been trained to speak like this. 3 kilometers, and after every half kilometer you need one lamppost, so the total amount of lampposts should be 6. But you go to reality. You are omitting this and you are omitting this. All junctions you have to consider. Now this concept where we take everything in minute details is called as differentiation. This is the meaning of differentiation. Means you are dividing 3 kilometers length into as many as small as possible. Here the option is half kilometer, so you have taken all half kilometers starting from the starting point. So after every half kilometer becomes your minimum distance. To understand this further, I have to go to little more elaboration in your typical concept of junior classes concept, what you have already done in junior classes, like you have done distance time graph, and you have done various other things like VT graph, ST graph. I won't go to details of VT graph, ST graph, because in most of the students here would be from class 11 and they would be doing in details of all these topics. I'd like to talk about a very simple example in real world, like you divided this. Say suppose once we are making clay statues. I prefer to say this in Hindi because Hindi or Bengali will make it more comfortable. मूर्ति, when we make मूर्ति जब बनाते हैं तो मिट्टी को हम एकदम से ग्राउंड कर लेते हैं. We make it totally ground. So this grounding of clay means there is no lump, and then we make it when it is totally grounded, means we crash it totally. That is what we say differentiation. Means if you have some length, suppose say, and you divide it as much small as possible, then you say you are trying to differentiate it, because once you make it as much small as possible, then only you can think about differentiating it. That means if this length is x, if this whole length is x, and one small length I consider as del x, and if I say del x, if I say limit del x tends to 0, limit del x tends to 0. Suppose I am giving you a row example, and this is my whole length. This is somehow I am not clear yet. I'll give more example. So we can say we are differentiating it because del x is tending towards 0. It will be so small that will never reach 0. It will be never equal to 0, but it is going to be near to 0. That is very important for you. Now, to talk more about differentiation, suppose say you maths people do with lots of functions and all. Right now I am talking about function, but I'll give you some example of function here. Suppose say you have an ST graph. I'm doing rough sketch. You have an ST graph here. This is distance and this is time. So as this is distance and this is time in seconds, suppose say. And you have a graph like this, a graph, ST graph like this. Whatever it means, we'll discuss later. But for the time being, I'm not going to analysis of the graph. But I want to tell you how actually we can differentiate. We can talk about differentiation in this. Now, this graph is a evolution by virtue of divisions in your time scale, like here, and this is also an evolution of the distance scale. So a graph is overall an evolution of the two scales S and T in this case. Now suppose say you further evaluate this. You further you consider this to be 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1.4 and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 and in x-axis 4 and 8 we have the coordinates, the scales. Now if I want to evaluate this, let me show you a fun here, because I'm showing in the computer which I can never show in a normal class. Now see the fun. I'm magnifying this. I'm magnifying the graph. Further I'll magnify this graph. You can see the magnification. Now this is becoming all small areas. Elaborate. You can see previously we didn't see this. Now this is a part we can see carefully. I'm sorry, I'll change color and show you. And suppose you have a clear picture here and you can see this is now magnified. That means this itself is a quite big area. Now you can make a line also in this. Let me make it now I have done 300% magnification zoom. I'll further magnify this. Now you see this has become now wide area where you can easily magnify this. 400% magnification. I'll further magnify this and this will give you a further more clarity, means nearby, and this small part is appearing to you on your whiteboard as if it's straight line. This is a straight line. This part is behaving like a straight line. This is not at all straight line. Now the blue part, let me go back to our 100% view like before, and let's see what is this. You can see this part is nothing but a curve. This is a curve, but that was appearing to you as a straight line. Means in differentiation, please try to understand. In differentiation, we somehow make the things very small. For example, in ST graph we have velocity. The output of this ST graph is velocity is equal to distance by time, is the normal format. Now instead of this, if I say velocity is equal to del S by del T, means del S by del T, that is also same thing. If I say del S by del T, it's all same thing. I have taken the dimension same, but meaning is same. But here the distance is only maybe this much, and the corresponding time is only this much, very small. That means we are taking, but that is not enough. You can take small, a sample testing sort of thing, but whenever I say this is limit and del T tends to 0, the meaning changes. If I say this limit del T tends to 0 in this case, that means I want to reduce this time in as much small as possible to get more perfection. This is sort of digitalization also, and I'll give you some example of United States of America's meteorological department example, what we call digitalization. Right now I'll give you this, that will make you more clear about the concept. So this is how we start with our differentiation. Means once you have this case, you can simply say velocity is equal to ddt of s. Please, being my student, if you listen to my lecture and those who are my student, they never use this term as ds by dt. Please don't mention this word as ds by dt. Rather you should use the term ddt of s, because ddt itself is a mathematical machine. This part is a mathematical machine, and we use this machine, and we are putting s in this machine, ddt. So we use this. For example, in 1950, I'm not sure about the dates and all, I'm just taking random date, USA started the recording of the rainfall. So the first year was 1850, then it was 1851, then it was 1852. This is the beginning of digital concept also. Those who are in 12th or higher level, they should understand this very carefully, that we talked about digitalization here. Digital concept is starting in this concept. And 1853, suppose say I take such 4 years starting from the beginning. Now they indicate the rainfall. Suppose say first year they recorded the rainfall and they recorded somewhere here. In 1851 they recorded it's a bit higher. It should be straight, not here and there, because here I am taking just spot. And 52 may be less, or 53 may be little bit higher. Now Government of America decided, no, this is not enough. We must record all the 12 months here. So there will be line like this, and all the 12 months in this also. Fine. So all are like this. Now government said no, not 12 months. Every week in a month we should take reading. So this is now becoming more congested, but all are separate. And the time, this is time, nothing but time. This is t-axis. This is nothing but intensity of rain. It's a graph. Intensity of rain. We talk about intensity of rain here. So this is now changing, and we talk about the quality, more fragmentation of this, then month, and then week. Every week one should take reading of the rainfall, then every day, and then every hour, and then every second, then every minute. So every time it is getting expensive, but digitalized, small. So this t, first we made it del t, and now we say del t tends to 0, and we give a limit. And then whatever ratio you take, like this, what we have done here, same story you can repeat here, we get a differential form. Suppose say you take the intensity wise, just for namesake I am saying intensity by time, and del t tends to 0, then we can write this ddt of intensity. This is beginning of differentiation, what we have here. This is beginning of differentiation. It should be very clear, because differentiation concept only will make you understand, interpret that in physics very clearly. So we have some fixed rules. I don't need to bring them here. Some fixed rules intentionally I don't bring them, because my videos are already becoming very prolonged, and if I want to make you understand, those things are already in book. You can easily see, all of you have books, so you can easily see them. So please see the formulas, defined formulas. I'll give you some examples here. I'll make you understand what actually the formulas means, and you can see them and understand them very clearly. Now please understand one thing. When I explain all these things, I am not maintaining commerciality, because I am keeping one factor in mind. I talked to some of my students yesterday, and some of them I wrote that this is for the benefit of the coming generations. So please do ask me question. If you ask me questions, then obviously this will be stored and saved. Even when we are not here on this planet, then also it will work. People can take advantage. Students coming generations also can take advantage of this. Now the best example I wanted to give you of differentiation is that some formulas, like if we have the first very formula, ddt of x. Now what is this x? It can be anything. It can be velocity, but if x is not a variable, please try to understand this. I have to come with function now to make you understand, but even then I won't come like a maths teacher to explaining function. I have my own way to make you understand. And if this is the ddx, suppose say if this is ddx and x is not related to t, suppose say you have a formula like this, y is equal to mx plus c. This is an equation of a straight line. Those who are in maths and they have done class 12 maths, they know this is an equation for very clearly for a straight line. So c is a constant, means C has got nothing to do with Y. The best example I prefer to give you example, this is a machine in which you have put the X. If X has got something to do with this, then it will give you some output, calculated output. Like in a food processor, if you give some fruits or vegetables, you get some output. But in a washing machine, if you give fruits and vegetables, it won't work. On the other hand, if in a washing machine you give the fruits and vegetables, it won't work. That means for a washing machine, this is my also machine, mathematical machine we call it. And for this mathematical machine, if as X has got something to do, like in washing machine fruits are constant, and in food processor clothes are constant. So you can say this is a function. We can call this is a function of X. We can call this to be function of X. Y is equal to fx, function of X, and this is nothing but mx plus c. But on the other hand, writing this equation, if it is said that X is equal to kx square, then story is different. Then c is no more a constant, rather c is a variable with respect to this function of X. Sine function is a function like this, where theta is a variable and sine function is a function. Now, if we have a constant here instead, then we get a 0 because there is no output. And similarly, we have various formulas. You refer to them from book. In the beginning of the book in NCERT, they mentioned all the formulas on differentiation and integration. So this is all about your differentiation. Now I'll go directly to integration. You can understand it here on the spot. Now, once we talk about differentiation, in fact, reverse of differentiation is integration. While discussing differentiation, I was bound to discuss about the clay and the grounding of the clay. If I want to make statue from clay, idol from clay, I have to make them as smooth as possible, so that I can easily get the valuation. But problem is this, there is a serious problem also involved in this. Like when I make them small pieces and I'm making idol, I'm actually joining them. So say suppose you have X, and X is a distance, suppose it, and you have X1 plus X2, all are different small parts of this, and you drive them up to Xn, you make them small numbers. This is not enough. Here you are just adding them up. Here you are adding them up. The best example I cite is bone china. Bone china plates. Bone china plates are made up of literally animal bones taken to 1000 degrees centigrade and burned at 1000 degrees centigrade, but before that they have grounded into small powder as small as possible. That means instead of writing in this way, I can say if X is the total mass of the bone china plate, they make it del x1 plus del x2 and so on and so forth up to del xn. But this is not enough. I cannot claim anything in this mathematical series that okay fine, all small parts are equal to the whole part. That is enough. But this same equation, this one, can be written as summation of del xi, and I is equal to 1 to n. Suppose instead of writing all this, I can write like this. Now also it is nothing extra. These are same thing. These both are same thing. But if I say x is equal to limit del xi tends to 0. I won't say del xi, sorry. I'll say only del x, extremely sorry, I'll say only del x, I'll say only del x tends to 0, and we have summation like this. Del xi means all values of I is equal to 1 to n. Then this valuation can be written as integration. This is what integration is. I can write the whole thing as dx, which is of course equal to x. So for limits, I can talk about limits. Now there's one point we have to take very seriously. Please try to understand this. With this I can conclude actually integration. I won't go much elaborate because while practicing physics chapters, you will come across various analysis and numericals will make you much clear. If suppose this is my x, I divide it into x, del x, del x, del x, del x, del x. What about the joints? There's some joints also in this. So when I have an integration like this, del x, when I equate this to x, I also say plus c. Plus c is nothing but those points of the joint, like this, some place here, some here, some here. These are also being added up because here we are talking about perfection, and when you divide so much in such small level, the total number of divisions are not less. So you add up all of them which are a constant, so you give constant here. But when you give definite integral, say suppose from certain value to certain value you mention, then you don't go for this, because you give some limit. Say suppose you are giving limit from 0 to 10. Now you know the limits and all the additions will be done in that limit. So constant doesn't matter because there's nothing uncertainty of huge number of those joints. When added up together will give you a big number, because with this we have included this. Now to elaborate this, I'll give further one example. Suppose say you have definite, we call it, when you give limits to integral, we call it definite integral. Suppose say you have a case like this, minus infinity to plus infinity integration. You can rewrite this as minus infinity to 0 dx plus, you can say this is from 0 to plus infinity dx. Means you are splitting up the integration. This is extreme, I am saying you, plus minus infinity to plus infinity. If you have some limit, suppose say you have dx and it's starting from minus 10 to plus 5, suppose say, you can easily split this to minus 10 to 0 dx plus 0 to plus 5. That is your choice. You can easily do that. That is your limit. You can easily split them, you add them, because integration is nothing but addition and differentiation is nothing but division. So addition and multiplication goes together. This is actually this. And when you talk about differentiation, you are talking about either subtraction or division. So this is all about our. So one thing you must remember, you must memorize them. Formulas for differentiation, all formulas should be clear to you, and all formulas of integration, all possible formulas should be memorized for understanding physics very clearly. And I won't go to the meaning of the formula or derivation of the formula. That is solely maths teacher's job. He or she will explain you why these formulas have been evolved with their problem. Thank you so much. With this, I have concluded our calculus as a whole with differentiation and integration. Thank you.